Admiral Jake Morrison stood at the observation deck of Luna Station watching the stars. The year was 2187, and humans had built homes on dozens of worlds across the galaxy. Jake had spent 30 years protecting Earth and her colonies from pirates and raiders. He never expected what came next. The alarm bells started ringing at 0600 hours. Lieutenant Commander Lisa Grant ran into the command center with a tablet in her hands. Her face was pale and her voice shook when she spoke. "Admiral, we have a problem. Massive ships just appeared at the edge of our solar system." Jake looked at the screen and felt his blood turn cold. 12 ships hung in space near Pluto. Each one was the size of a small moon. They were black as night with strange red lights pulsing along their hulls. Jake had never seen anything like them in all his years of service. "How big are they?" Jake asked. "The largest one is 15 kilometers long, sir. Our biggest battleship is only 2 kilometers. These things make our fleet look like toys." Dr. Emichian burst through the doors of the command center. She was the best alien expert on Earth, and her face showed pure terror. "Admiral, those ships match nothing in our databases. This is first contact with a completely unknown species." The communications officer turned around from his station. "Sir, we are receiving a transmission from the alien fleet. They are demanding to speak with our leader." Jake straightened his uniform and walked to the main screen. "Put them through." The screen flickered and showed a creature that made Jake's skin crawl. It looked like a giant insect with 6 arms and 4 eyes. Its skin was gray and covered in scales. When it spoke, its voice sounded like metal grinding against stone. "I am Ambassador Zaraketh of the Zarathian Empire. We have conquered 300 worlds across this galaxy. Your species will surrender within 72 hours or face complete destruction. This is not a negotiation. This is a fact." The screen went black. The command center fell silent. Everyone stared at Jake, waiting for orders. He had fought pirates and rebels, but nothing had prepared him for this moment. "Get me President Torres?" "On the emergency channel," Jake said. "And send word to all fleet commanders. We need every ship ready for combat." Lisa Grant pulled Jake aside. "Sir, our weapons cannot penetrate those ships. I ran the calculations. Our plasma cannons would barely scratch their hulls. Their energy shields are beyond anything we have ever seen." Jake watched through the windows as Earth hung in space below them. Billions of humans lived on that blue world. They had families and dreams and hopes for the future. Jake would not let some alien bugs take that away. "Send a message to all human colonies," Jake ordered. "Tell them what we face. Tell them to prepare for war." Captain Steve Parker arrived from the Mars Defense Station with grim news. "Admiral, the aliens destroyed 3 mining stations just to show us their power. They used single energy beams. The stations just vanished in flashes of light. Our shields cannot stop those weapons." Dr. Chun studied the alien ship designs on her tablet. "Admiral, I noticed something strange. These creatures show no understanding of human behavior. They expect us to surrender based on fear alone. They treat us like every other species they have conquered." "What does that mean?" Jake asked. "It means they do not know what humans are really like. They have never faced a species that fights back against impossible odds. They expect logic and reason. Humans do not always follow logic." President William Torres appeared on the main screen from his bunker in Washington. General Robert Hayes stood beside him along with other military leaders. The president's face was calm, but his eyes showed determination. "Admiral Morrison, what are our options?" the president asked. "Sir, we have 43 warships in the solar system. The enemy has 12 vessels, but each one outguns our entire fleet. Our chances of victory are nearly zero." "Nearly zero is not zero," President Torres said. "Admiral, I want you to prepare our forces for battle. We will not surrender Earth 2. These creatures." Jake felt pride swell in his chest. This was why he loved serving humanity. When faced with destruction, humans did not bow down. They stood up and fought back. "Sir, what should I tell the aliens?" the communications officer asked. President Torres smiled. Tell them that humanity rejects their ultimatum. Tell them that if they want Earth, they will have to take it from our cold, dead hands." The command center erupted in cheers. Lisa Grant squeezed Jake's shoulder. "Admiral, what are your orders?" Jake looked at the alien ships on the screen. They thought humans were just another weak species to be conquered. They were about to learn the truth about humanity. When humans faced extinction, they did not surrender. They fought like demons and never gave up. "Begin Operation Last Stand," Jake said. "Send word to every human ship in the system. We fight. For Earth, we fight for our families. We fight until the last human draws breath." President William Torres stood before the cameras in the White House bunker. The entire world watched as he prepared to give humanity's answer to the alien ultimatum. Behind him stood General Robert Hayes and Admiral Morrison, who had traveled. From Luna Station, the president's voice was steady and strong. "Citizens of Earth and all human colonies, we have received a demand for surrender from an alien empire. They believe we will bow to their threats. They believe we will give up our freedom without a fight. They are wrong." President Torres paused and looked directly into the camera. "Humanity has never surrendered to tyrants. We did not surrender to dictators on Earth. We will not surrender to aliens from space. Our answer to the Zarethian Empire is simple. Come and take it." The transmission ended, and within minutes every human world received the message. From the mining stations of Titan to the farming colonies of Alpha Centauri, humans prepared for war. They knew the odds were terrible, but they did not care. Ambassador Zaraketh watched the human response from her command ship. She had conquered hundreds of worlds and never seen anything like this. Every species she had faced chose survival over honor. These humans chose to fight knowing they would die. "Commander, prepare the fleet for assault," Zaraketh ordered. "These creatures are too primitive to understand their situation. We will destroy their military forces and they will see reason." Colonel Steve Parker led the first human attack near Mars. His squadron of 20 fighters moved toward a small Zarathian scouting force. The alien ships were larger and stronger, but Steve had something they did not understand. He had human stubbornness. "All fighters follow my lead," Steve said over the radio. "Remember, we are not trying to win a fair fight. We are trying to hurt them as much as possible before we die." The human fighters spread out in a wild pattern that confused the alien sensors. Instead of fighting like a disciplined military unit, they attacked like angry wasps. 3 fighters rammed directly into the lead alien ship, while others fired everything they had at close range. Lieutenant Commander Rachel Stone saw her chance when the alien shields flickered. She turned her fighter toward the enemy destroyer and pushed her engines to maximum power. Her crew tried to talk her out of it, but Rachel had made up her mind. "Tell my family I love them," Rachel said, "and tell the aliens that humans do not know how to quit." Rachel's ship slammed into the alien destroyer at full speed. The explosion lit up space for thousands of kilometers. When the light faded, the destroyer was gone and 3 human fighters had somehow survived. The Zarathian commander stared at his screens in shock. His sensors showed that humans had destroyed one of his ships using suicide attacks. No logical species would waste their lives in such a manner. These creatures fought like wild animals. Back on Earth, Dr. Amy Chun worked in her laboratory studying pieces of alien technology. Her team had recovered fragments from the destroyed ships, and she was making amazing discoveries. The alien shields were powerful, but they had weaknesses. "Admiral Morrison, you need to see this," Dr. Chun said over the communication link. "The alien energy shields stop high-power attacks, but they struggle with multiple low-power hits. It is like trying to stop rain with an umbrella. A few drops get through, but a storm overwhelms the system." Admiral Morrison understood immediately. "Doctor, are you saying that many small attacks work better than one big attack?" "Exactly, sir. If we could coordinate hundreds of small ships to attack at the same time, we might be able to break through their defenses." Admiral Morrison began planning something that had never been tried before. He would use every ship in the solar system as a weapon. Cargo haulers and passenger ships would become fighters. Mining vessels would carry bombs instead of ore. Captain Henry Walsh commanded a fleet of asteroid miners near Jupiter. When he received Admiral Morrison's orders, he smiled. For the first time in days. His miners were tough people who worked in the most dangerous conditions in space. Fighting aliens would be just another day at work. "Listen up, people," Henry told his crews. "The Admiral wants us to load our ships with rocks and ram them down alien throats. Any volunteers, every single miner volunteered. They knew they were probably going to die, but they did not care. Their families lived on Earth, and no alien bug was going to threaten their children. Dr. Chun made another discovery that changed everything. The aliens were vulnerable to certain electromagnetic frequencies. Their brains worked differently than human brains, and the right signal could stun them without killing them. We can build weapons that scramble their nervous systems," Dr. Chun explained to the military leaders. "It will not destroy their ships, but it will knock out their crews. Then we can board their vessels and take them over." Engineer Tony Rivera listened to the plan from his workshop on Luna. He was a former car mechanic from Detroit who had become one of the best spacecraft engineers in the system. Tony had an idea that would surprise everyone. "Dr. Chun, what if—" "We do not try to copy their technology exactly," Tony suggested. "What if we mix their systems with ours? Use human creativity to improve alien science." The idea was crazy enough to work. Human engineers began taking apart alien technology and rebuilding it using human methods. They did not follow the alien instruction manuals. They trusted their instincts and made improvements the aliens never thought possible. Captain Lisa Grant watched from her ship as more alien vessels moved toward Earth. The enemy fleet was massive and powerful, but something had changed. The aliens were moving more carefully now. They had learned to fear human unpredictability. "All ships, this is Admiral Morrison," came the voice over the radio. "The enemy thinks they understand us. They think we will fight like every other species they have conquered, show them what it means to be human." The second wave of human attacks began with 1,000 ships moving toward the alien fleet. They were not military vessels, but civilian ships crewed by volunteers, teachers and farmers and shopkeepers who had never fired a weapon in their lives but were ready to die for their world. The aliens watched in amazement as the human fleet attacked without fear. They saw cargo ships ramming into battleships. They saw passenger liners exploding next to alien cruisers. They saw a species that refused to accept defeat no matter how hopeless the situation became. Zaraketh realized she had made a terrible mistake. She had expected to conquer another weak species. Instead, she had found something she did not understand. She had found humans. Ambassador Zaraketh decided to end the human resistance with overwhelming force. She ordered her entire fleet to attack Earth at once. 12 massive ships moved toward the blue planet with weapons charging. She expected the humans to surrender. When they saw certain death approaching, instead something happened that had never occurred in 300 conquests. The humans fought harder when facing impossible odds. Every ship that moved toward Earth was met by swarms of human vessels that attacked like angry bees defending their hive. Captain Henry Walsh led his mining fleet into battle carrying loads of asteroid rocks instead of precious metals. His ships were not designed for war, but his crews knew how to work in dangerous conditions. They treated the alien fleet like just another hazardous job site. "Remember, people, these rocks have been floating in space for millions of years," Henry told his miners over the radio. "Time to give them a purpose. Aim for the alien shield generators and fire everything we have." The mining ships launched thousands of chunks of rock and metal at the alien vessels. Each piece was small and moving slowly compared to military weapons. The alien shields were designed to stop powerful energy beams, not clouds of debris moving. At different speeds, the first rocks bounced off the shields harmlessly. Then more rocks hit from different angles. The shield systems began to flicker as they tried to track hundreds of targets at once. Finally, the shields failed and chunks of asteroid began pounding the alien hulls. Commander Beth Turner watched the battle from her ship New Horizon. She had been studying the alien tactics and noticed something important. The aliens moved in perfect formations and followed predictable patterns. They fought like machines following a program. "All ships, this is Commander Turner," she said over the communications system. "The aliens expect us to fight like soldiers. Instead, we fight like humans, use the debris fields as cover, hide behind wrecked ships, make them guess where we are." Beth's strategy worked better than anyone expected. Human ships began disappearing into the wreckage of destroyed vessels. They would hide in the shadows of floating metal and then strike when the aliens came close. The battlefield became a maze where humans held every advantage. Dr. Amy Chun worked frantically in her laboratory on Luna Station. Her team had built the first electromagnetic weapons designed to disrupt alien nervous systems. The weapons looked like modified radar dishes, but they could knock out entire alien crews without destroying their ships. "Admiral Morrison, the neural disruptor is ready for testing," Dr. Chun reported. "We need a volunteer ship to carry it into battle." Lieutenant Josh Martinez volunteered immediately. He was a former gang member from Los Angeles who had joined the Space Navy to escape his past. Josh understood street fighting, and he knew how to win against bigger opponents. "Doc, I will get your weapon close enough to work," Josh promised. "My ship is small and fast. The aliens will not see me coming until it is too late." Josh's ship approached an alien cruiser from below using the shadow of a destroyed human destroyer as cover. The aliens did not notice the small vessel until Josh activated the neural disruptor. The beam hit the alien ship, and within seconds the crew was unconscious. "This is Josh Martinez calling all ships," he announced. "The neural disruptor works perfectly. The alien crew is knocked out cold, sending boarding teams now." Human Marines stormed onto the alien ship and found the crew lying helpless on the floor. The aliens were still breathing, but they could not move or think clearly. For the first time, humans had captured an intact alien vessel with all its technology. Engineer Tony Rivera received the captured ship at Luna Station and immediately began taking it apart. He studied every system and component with the excitement of a child opening presents. The alien technology was amazing, but Tony saw ways to make it better. "Admiral, these aliens build everything to exact specifications," Tony explained. "They do not improvise or modify their designs. But humans are different. We take things apart and put them back together in new ways." Tony began combining human and alien technology in ways the original designers never imagined. He took alien energy, shields, and powered them with human fusion reactors. He connected alien weapons to human targeting computers. The result was hybrid technology that was more powerful than either species had achieved alone. The battle for Earth's orbit continued for days. The alien fleet was stronger, but the humans were more creative. Every time the aliens adapted to human tactics, the humans would try something completely different. They used psychological warfare and surprise attacks and pure determination. Captain Lisa Grant commanded one of the first hybrid human-alien ships. The vessel looked strange with human modifications welded onto alien hull plating, but it worked better than anyone expected. The ship could outrun alien fighters and outfight human cruisers. "All ships, this is Captain Grant," she announced during a fierce battle near the moon. "The aliens are pulling back their damaged ships for repairs. Follow them and do not let them recover. We keep fighting until they break." The tide of battle slowly began to turn in humanity's favor. The aliens had superior technology, but humans had something more important. They had the will to win at any cost. Every destroyed human ship made the survivors fight harder instead of giving up. Zara Keth watched her fleet take damage and tried to understand what was happening. Her ships were more advanced, but the humans kept finding new ways to hurt them. These creatures did not follow any logical military doctrine. They made up new tactics during battle. "Commander, why are the humans still fighting?" Zara Keth demanded. "They have lost half their fleet. Any reasonable species would surrender by now." Her commander studied the tactical displays and shook his head. "Ambassador, I do not think these humans understand the concept of surrender. They appear to fight harder when they are losing." Dr. Chun developed new versions of the neural disruptor that could affect multiple alien ships at once. Human engineering Teams led by Tony Rivera mass-produced the weapons using a combination of human manufacturing and captured alien components. The war that was supposed to last hours had stretched into weeks. The alien fleet was trapped in Earth's solar system, facing an enemy that refused to accept defeat. Worse, the humans were learning alien technology and using it against them. Admiral Morrison stood on the bridge of Luna Station watching the latest battle reports. Human losses were heavy, but they were hurting the aliens more with each attack. The key was keeping pressure on the enemy and never giving them time to recover. "Send word to all human colonies," Admiral Morrison ordered. "Tell them we are winning. Tell them that Earth still stands free and we intend to keep it that way." The message spread across human space within hours. From the farming worlds to the industrial colonies, humans celebrated the news that Earth was fighting back successfully. More importantly, volunteer ships began arriving from the colonies to join the fight. Zaraketh realized she faced a problem no Zarathian commander had ever encountered. She was fighting an entire species that treated war like a personal insult. These humans would not stop until every alien was dead or gone from their territory. Admiral Morrison stood in the command center of Luna Station, studying tactical displays that showed something remarkable. For the first time in the war, humans controlled more alien ships than the aliens did. Captured Zarathian vessels filled the repair docks while human engineers worked around the clock installing hybrid technology. "Admiral, we now have operational control of 6 alien cruisers and 15 smaller ships," reported Captain Lisa Grant. "Tony Rivera's engineering teams have successfully merged human and alien systems. These ships are faster and more powerful than anything either species built alone." Morrison smiled grimly as he looked at the reports. The aliens had come to conquer Earth, but instead they had given humans the tools for revenge. "Captain Grant, I want you to take command of the hybrid fleet. Your mission is simple. Hunt down every alien ship that threatens human space." Lisa felt excitement and fear in equal measure. She was about to take the war beyond Earth's solar system for the first time. The aliens thought they could retreat to safety, but they were about to learn that humans never forgot their enemies. "Sir, what are our rules of engagement?" Lisa asked. "There are no rules," Morrison replied. "Find them, fight them, destroy them. Show the galaxy what happens when someone threatens humanity." Captain Steve Parker volunteered to lead the first hunting expedition beyond Pluto. His ship was a captured alien destroyer, modified with human weapons and crewed by volunteers who had lost family members in the invasion. They were not professional soldiers, but they were motivated by something more powerful than training. "Listen up, people," Steve told his crew as they prepared to leave the solar system. "We are not going out there to win a fair fight. We are going hunting. The aliens started this war, but we are going to finish it." The hybrid human-alien ships moved through space faster than any human vessel had ever traveled. The captured alien faster-than-light drives allowed them to cross distances that would have taken months in only days. The aliens had given humans the ability to hunt them across the entire galaxy. Lieutenant Josh Martinez commanded a small scout ship that had been tracking alien supply convoys for weeks. He discovered that the Zarathian fleet needed constant resupply of food, fuel, and replacement parts. Their advanced technology required complex logistics that could be disrupted. "Admiral Morrison, this is Lieutenant Martinez," Josh reported from deep space. "I have located an alien supply base in the Volf 359 system, 12 cargo ships and a space station. They are completely undefended because they never expected humans to reach them." Morrison immediately ordered an attack on the supply base. Captain Henry Walsh led a squadron of converted mining ships equipped with alien weapons. His crews approached the target using asteroid fields as cover, just like they had done in the battle for Earth. The attack on Volf 359 lasted only 30 minutes. The alien supply ships were designed for cargo transport, not combat. Human forces captured 7 vessels intact and destroyed the rest. More importantly, they seized detailed records of alien supply routes throughout local space. Engineer Tony Rivera studied the captured alien logistics computers and made a disturbing discovery. Admiral, the Zarathian Empire has forward bases in 3-star systems near Earth. Thousands of alien ships and millions of soldiers are preparing for a second invasion. The news should have been terrifying, but Morrison felt only determination. The aliens had made a critical mistake by underestimating human intelligence gathering. Now humans knew where to find their enemies and how to hurt them. Tony, I want you to analyze those base locations and find their weaknesses, Morrison ordered. Lisa, I want your hunting fleets to begin systematic attacks on alien positions. We are not going to wait for them to come back. We are going to them. Dr. Amy Chen had been developing new versions of the neural disruptor that could be mounted on captured alien ships. The hybrid weapons were more powerful than the original designs and could affect larger alien crews from greater distances. Admiral, we can now disable entire alien space stations from a safe distance, Dr. Chen reported. The neural disruptors work even better when powered by alien energy systems. We can knock out their crews and capture their facilities intact. Commander Beth Turner led the attack on the first alien forward base in the Proxima Centauri system. Her fleet of hybrid ships approached using captured alien identification codes that fooled the base sensors. The aliens did not realize they were under attack until human neural disruptors knocked out their crews. This is Commander Turner to all human forces, Beth announced as Marines boarded the captured alien station. The base is ours. No human casualties, beginning intelligence gathering operations now. The captured base contained detailed information about Zarathian military operations throughout the local sector. Human intelligence officers discovered the locations of alien fleets, supply routes, and communication networks. The aliens had handed humans a complete map of their empire. Captain Walsh took his mining fleet on a raid deep into alien space using captured supply ship identification. His vessels looked like alien cargo haulers on sensors but carried teams of human marines, armed with neural disruptors and fusion explosives. Remember, people, we are not here to occupy territory, Walsh told his crews. We are here to break things and hurt aliens. Hit them hard and get out before they can respond. Walsh's raiders struck alien facilities across 6-star systems in a coordinated attack. Supply depots exploded in chains of fusion fire. Communication stations went dark as human jammers overloaded their systems. Repair facilities were captured or destroyed by marine assault teams. The psychological effect on the alien empire was devastating. The Zarathians had never faced an enemy that could strike anywhere at any time. Their carefully planned military operations fell apart as supply lines were cut and communication networks failed, Lieutenant. Commander Rachel Hayes led a special operations team that captured an alien admiral during a raid on a military base in the Vega system. The prisoner provided intelligence about Zarathian fleet movements and strategic planning that allowed humans to predict enemy actions. Admiral Morrison, we now know the location of Ambassador Zaraketh's command ship, Rachel reported. She is hiding in the Arcturus system with the remaining fleet trying to reorganize for another attack on Earth. Morrison made a decision that would change the course of the war. Instead of waiting for the aliens to attack again, humans would hunt down their leaders and destroy their ability to make war. The time for defense was over. The age of human expansion had begun. All fleet commanders prepare for Operation Final Hunt, Morrison announced. We are going to track down every alien ship that participated in the invasion of Earth. None of them go home. None of them escape. We will hunt them to the edge of the galaxy if necessary. Captain Lisa Grant felt a chill of excitement as she prepared her hybrid fleet for the final phase of the war. The aliens had come to Earth expecting easy conquest. Instead, they had awakened something in humanity that would change the balance of power throughout the galaxy. The hunt was about to begin, and humans had become the most dangerous predators in space. The Zarathian Empire was about to learn that some species should never be threatened, some worlds should never be attacked, and humans were one of those species that never forgot and never forgave their enemies. Ambassador Zaraketh stood on the bridge of her command ship, watching the tactical displays with growing horror. Half of her invasion fleet was destroyed or captured. Her forward bases had been overrun by human forces. Supply lines that had taken years to establish were cut in a matter of weeks. "Commander, prepare the fleet for immediate withdrawal," Zaraketh ordered. "We will return to the core worlds and request reinforcements from the High Command." Her fleet commander hesitated before responding. "Ambassador, the humans have captured our communication arrays. They are jamming our long-range transmissions. The High Command does not know what has happened here." Zaraketh felt fear for the first time in her military career. The Zarathian Empire had conquered hundreds of worlds but never faced an enemy like humanity. These creatures fought with a determination that bordered on insanity, and they never stopped hunting their enemies. Admiral Morrison received word that the alien fleet was attempting to flee the local star systems. He immediately issued orders. That would have shocked military commanders from earlier eras. The aliens would not be allowed to retreat. Every ship that had threatened Earth would be hunted down and destroyed. "All fleet commanders, this is Admiral Morrison," he announced over the communication networks. "Operation Final Hunt is now active. The enemy fleet is attempting to escape our territory. This will not be permitted. Find them, follow them, destroy them." Captain Lisa Grant led the main pursuit force using captured alien, faster-than-light drives to track the fleeing Zarathian ships. Her hybrid fleet could match alien speed and outfight alien technology using the weapons developed by human engineers. "Admiral, we have contact with the enemy fleet near the Vega system," Lisa reported. "They are running at maximum speed toward the galactic core. Estimated time to intercept is 6 hours. Morrison smiled coldly. "Captain Grant, your orders are simple. Do not let them escape. If they reach their home territory, they will return with reinforcements. End this threat permanently." Engineer Tony Rivera had been developing new weapons, specifically designed for pursuit operations. His latest creation was a hunter-killer drone programmed with human tactical thinking. The drones could follow enemy ships through faster-than-light travel and attack without risking human lives. "Admiral, the hunter drones are ready for deployment," Tony reported from his workshop on Luna. "Each drone carries enough firepower to disable an alien cruiser, and they are programmed to learn from each engagement." The first wave of hunter drones was launched from human ships throughout the local sector. The mechanical predators spread out across space following alien energy signatures and communication signals. Their programming included every human tactical innovation developed during the war. Captain Steve Parker commanded a squadron of hybrid ships that cornered 3 alien destroyers near the Volf 359 system. The aliens tried to surrender, but Parker remembered the destruction of Earth's mining stations and the millions of humans who had died in the invasion. "Surrender is not an option," Parker announced over the alien communication frequency. "You came to our space to conquer and kill. Now you pay the price for that decision." The brief battle ended with all 3 alien ships destroyed. Parker's forces captured the crew escape pods and transferred the survivors to prison ships. The aliens would live, but they would never see their homeworlds again. Dr. Amy Chun had been analyzing captured alien navigation data and made a critical discovery. "Admiral Morris and I have located the main Zarathian fleet," she reported. "They are hiding in the Arcturus system, trying to organize a fighting retreat toward their empire." Morrison gathered his top commanders for the final phase of the hunt. Captain Grant, Captain Parker, Captain Walsh, Commander Turner, and Lieutenant Martinez all received the same orders. "Surround the alien fleet and destroy it completely." "This is not a rescue mission or a capture operation," Morrison explained to his officers. "The aliens came to destroy humanity. We will return the favor. No alien ship leaves that system operational." The Battle of Arcturus began when human forces emerged from faster-than-light travel in 6 different locations around the star system. The Zarathian fleet found itself surrounded by an enemy that had learned to use alien technology better than the aliens themselves. Ambassador Zaraketh watched in disbelief as human ships appeared on all sides of her fleet. The vessels looked like corrupted versions of Zarathian technology with strange human modifications welded to the hulls. They moved with the unpredictability she had learned to fear. All ships prepare for final combat, Zaraketh ordered. If we must die here, we will take as many humans with us as possible. The battle lasted 12 hours, and when it ended, the Zarathian invasion fleet no longer existed. Some ships were captured intact for human use. Others were destroyed by fusion. Explosions that lit up the Arcturus system like a second sun. The few escape pods that survived were collected by human ships. Captain Henry Walsh led a pursuit force that tracked down the last fleeing alien ships using captured navigation computers. His miners had become expert hunters during the war, and they refused to let any enemy escape to threaten human worlds again. Admiral Morrison, this is Captain Walsh, Henry reported from deep space. We have located the final alien supply convoy, attempting to reach the galactic edge. 12 ships total, including their last operational battleship. Morrison's response was immediate and final. Captain Walsh, you know your orders. Complete the mission. The last Zarathian ships died in the darkness between stars with no witnesses except human crews who had sworn to protect their species. The alien battleship fought bravely, but human hybrid technology proved superior in every category that mattered. Lieutenant Josh Martinez commanded the hunter drone operations that scoured local space for any missed alien vessels. His mechanical predators found hidden supply caches, damaged ships trying to hide, and communication relays that might have summoned help. Admiral, all sectors report clear, Josh announced after weeks of systematic hunting. We have accounted. For every alien ship that entered our territory, none escaped. None survived. Dr. Chun analyzed the final battle reports and made a disturbing calculation. Admiral, we have eliminated an entire Zarathian fleet, including support vessels and supply lines. The aliens have lost approximately 50,000 ships and 10 million personnel. Morrison felt no guilt about the massive destruction. The aliens had come to destroy humanity and enslave Earth. They had received exactly what they deserved. Doctor, prepare a complete report on alien technology and tactics. This information will be useful when we encounter other hostile species. Commander Beth Turner established monitoring stations throughout the local sector using captured alien technology. The stations would watch for any alien activity and warn Earth if new threats approached. Humanity would never again be caught by surprise. Admiral, the monitoring network is operational, Beth reported. We can detect alien ships entering human space from any direction. If anyone tries to threaten Earth again, we will know about it immediately. Captain Lisa Grant stood on the bridge of her hybrid flagship, looking at the tactical displays that showed empty space where the alien fleet had once been. The hunt was complete, but she knew this was only the beginning of humanity's expansion into the galaxy. Admiral Morrison, this is Captain Grant, she reported. Operation Final Hunt is complete. All enemy forces have been eliminated. Requesting permission to begin deep space patrols. Morrison approved the request immediately. The war was over, but the galaxy was full of potential threats. Humanity needed to be ready for whatever came next. The aliens had made one critical mistake when they threatened Earth. They had turned humans into hunters. 6 months had passed since the Zarathian Empire first threatened Earth with conquest. Admiral Morrison stood in the command center of Luna, stationed looking at displays that showed something unprecedented in galactic history, not a single alien ship from the invasion fleet had escaped to report back to their empire. Dr. Amy Chun entered the command center, carrying a tablet filled with intelligence reports from across human space. Admiral, our deep space patrols have located the final group of fleeing alien vessels. 3 ships hiding in the Tau Ceti system trying to reach the galactic core. Morrison nodded grimly. Those ships contained the last witnesses to humanity's response to alien aggression. They could not be allowed to return home with warnings about human capabilities. Send word to Captain Grant. Her hunting fleet is to eliminate those vessels immediately. Captain Lisa Grant received the orders while her hybrid ships were refueling at a captured alien base. Her crews had become expert hunters during months of pursuit operations. They could track alien ships across dozens of star systems and strike without warning. All ships prepare for a faster-than-light jump to Tau Ceti, Lisa announced over the ship communication system. This is the final hunt. After today, no alien from the invasion fleet will remain alive to threaten humanity. The 3 surviving Zerathian ships were desperately trying to reach the edge of human-controlled space when Lisa's fleet appeared around them. The aliens had nowhere to run and no hope of victory. Their advanced technology meant nothing. Against human determination and captured alien weapons, the brief battle ended with all 3 ships destroyed. Lisa watched the explosions through her bridge windows and felt satisfaction rather than guilt. These aliens had come to enslave humanity. They deserved their fate. Admiral Morrison, this is Captain Grant, Lisa reported. The final alien ships have been eliminated. The invasion fleet has been completely destroyed. None escaped. Morrison felt a moment of pride in what humanity had accomplished. An alien empire that had conquered hundreds of worlds had been stopped by human courage and creativity. But the war had taught him an important lesson about the galaxy's true nature. Dr. Chun, begin preparations for the galaxy-wide broadcast, Morrison ordered. It is time to let other species know what happened here. Dr. Chun had been preparing the message for weeks using captured alien communication networks that reached across the entire galaxy. The broadcast would be transmitted on every frequency used by spacefaring civilizations. No species would be able to ignore it. Engineer Tony Rivera made final adjustments to the transmission equipment in his workshop. The hybrid human-alien technology could send messages farther and clearer than anything either species had built alone. The entire galaxy would hear humanity's warning. Admiral, the communication array is ready, Tony reported. We can reach every civilized world within 5,000 light years. The message will be received by millions of species. President William Torres arrived at Luna Station to personally deliver humanity's first message to the galaxy. He stood before the cameras wearing a simple uniform instead of formal presidential attire. This was not a diplomatic speech, but a warrior's declaration. Citizens of the galaxy, President Torres began. 6 months ago, the Zerathian Empire sent a fleet to conquer Earth. They demanded our surrender and threatened to destroy our civilization if we refused. Today I want to tell you what happened to that fleet. The president paused and looked directly into the camera. Every ship that threatened Earth has been destroyed. Every alien who participated in the invasion is dead. The Zerathian Empire lost 50,000 vessels and 10 million personnel. None returned home. Images appeared on the screen showing the wreckage of alien ships floating in Earth's orbit. The twisted metal and shattered hulls served as a monument to the price of threatening humanity. The message was clear to any species watching. Earth is not available for conquest, President Torres continued. Any species that threatens human worlds will face the same fate as the Zerathians. We do not seek conflict with other civilizations, but we will defend ourselves with absolute determination. Captain Steve Parker watched the broadcast from his ship while patrolling the outer edges of human space. His crew had fought in every major battle of the war, and they understood the truth behind the president's words. Humanity was no longer hiding among the stars. All ships, this is Captain Parker, he announced to the patrol fleet. Maintain watch stations along all approaches to human territory. If anyone wants to test our resolve, they will find us ready. The broadcast reached alien civilizations across the galaxy within days. Species that had never heard of humanity suddenly learned about a new power that had destroyed an entire Zerathian fleet. The news spread faster than light travel as civilizations warned each other about the dangerous humans. Captain Henry Walsh commanded a deep space exploration fleet that was mapping alien territories using captured Zerathian navigation data. His ships found abandoned alien outposts and empty supply stations throughout the local sector. Other species were fleeing human space. Admiral Morrison, this is Captain Walsh, Henry reported from the frontier. We are finding evidence that multiple alien species are withdrawing from systems near Earth. They appear to be afraid of human expansion. Morrison smiled at the report. Fear was a useful tool for maintaining peace. Species that were afraid to Attack humans were species that would leave Earth alone. Captain Walsh established monitoring stations in the abandoned systems. We need to watch for any species brave enough to approach our territory. Commander Beth Turner laid diplomatic missions to alien worlds that requested contact with humanity. Most species wanted to establish trade relationships and avoid any possibility of conflict. They had seen what happened to the Zarathians and wanted to stay on humanity's good side. Admiral, the Centauri Republic has requested a formal alliance. Beth reported from her diplomatic ship. They offer technology and trade agreements in exchange for protection from hostile species. Morrison approved the alliance immediately. Humanity needed friends in the galaxy and other species needed protection from aggressive empires. The arrangement benefited everyone except potential aggressors. Dr. Chun established research stations throughout human space using captured alien technology as a foundation for new discoveries. Human scientists were combining alien knowledge with human creativity to develop technologies that surpassed anything either species had achieved alone. Admiral, we have successfully reverse-engineered Zarathian faster-than-light drives, Dr. Chun reported. Our new ships can travel twice as fast as the original alien vessels. We also have new weapons based on neural disruptor technology. The galaxy was changing as news of humanity's victory spread to distant civilizations. Species that had lived in fear of aggressive empires suddenly saw hope for protection. Others that had planned conquests of their own began reconsidering their strategies. Admiral Morrison received a message from the Galactic Trade Council requesting a meeting with human representatives. The council included hundreds of peaceful species that wanted to establish formal relationships with the new galactic power. Mr. President, the galaxy is responding to our message, Morrison reported to President Torres. Peaceful species want our friendship. Aggressive species are avoiding our territory. The balance of power has shifted in our favor. President Torres smiled as he reviewed intelligence reports from across human space. Admiral, humanity has learned an important lesson about survival in the galaxy. Peace exists only when potential. Enemies understand the cost of war. Captain Lisa Grant stood on the bridge of her flagship, watching new human colonies being established in former alien territory. The war had ended with humanity stronger and more united than ever before. They had faced extinction and emerged as a galactic power. Admiral Morrison, this is Captain Grant, she reported from the frontier. Human expansion is proceeding ahead of schedule. We now control 12 star systems that were formerly under alien occupation. Morrison felt satisfaction as he watched humanity claim its place among the stars. The Zarathian invasion had been intended to destroy human civilization. Instead, it had transformed humanity into the galaxy's most effective military force. The war was over, but the message was eternal. Any species that threatened human worlds would face the same fate as the Zarathians. They would discover that some civilizations should never be attacked, and some species never forgot their enemies. In the final entry of his war diary, Admiral Morrison wrote the words that would define humanity's relationship with the galaxy for generations to come. Today we sent a message to every species among the stars. Earth is defended by humans, and humans do not surrender. We do not retreat. We hunt our enemies until none remain.